Good morning. Welcome to the Millionaire Book Club. My name is Pearlie Hunter. Side effects of tapping in with me every single morning do include personal development, mindset transformation, paradigm shifts, and the ability to think your way to success. Okay, so drop me something that you're grateful for in the chat. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for my life. Another day to serve in my purpose. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for all of this good stormy weather that we getting right now in Michigan. I'm grateful for awareness. I'm grateful for growth. I'm grateful for soul family. I'm grateful for everything. You getting your baby ready for class? Okay, cool. Good morning, Bobby. I just got power. We was gonna cancel this call today, but we gonna keep it moving. Okay, so today the daily word is joy. I have joy in my heart today. I let these lyrics sing in my soul. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. With or without the melody, this is a powerful affirmation reminding me that my joy is inherent. Singing aloud or softly to myself puts a spring in my step and a twinkle in my eyes. Joy is part of my divine essence and not dependent upon things that can fluctuate and fade. Because joy is my natural state, I need only to free it in order to feel it. Stop it. Even in the midst of an undesirable situation, I can open myself to joy. I focus on my blessings and on the divine love and life within. As I am lifted up, I feel the joy that comes from trusting spirit. I am calm, peaceful, and joyous deep down in my heart. For you shall go out in joy and be led back in peace. The mountains and the hills before you shall burst into song, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Isaiah 55:12. Okay. So Crystal said, grateful for everything, grateful for my babies, family, and friends. I am grateful, family. Me too. Super, super grateful. Let's pull a card. Tony, can you sit over here? Can you sit right here? Yeah. All right, sit right here. All right. Crystal, when your baby get out of school? I just thought about that. My baby got out Friday. Unless she doing like summer school. They got all these camps and all of these programs for the kids over the summer to try to supplement what happened during the year with COVID. All right, come on, card. Which one is for us today? Oh, I'm gonna go with that. Oh, I'll go with these two. Okay. So don't make assumptions. Ask for what you want. Summer reading, that's fun. Don't make assumptions. Ask for what you want. That's what the card look like. Find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everybody has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or to say no. Okay. And then we have a don't take anything personally. Everyone lives in their own dream. Everyone lives in their own dream. So don't take anything personally. Stop, Tony. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. Right? I believe that. All people live in their own dream. They in their own head, creating their own movies. Okay? So we're going to do Awaken Imagination, Chapter 4. Crystal and Bobby. Okay, now for the next book. This is the book I said we was going to do. The Magic of Believing. But now I'm kind of stuck. I don't know if we should do this. Atomic Habits. This is really, really good. Or this one. Think Like a Monk. Okay? So what I want y'all to do, I guess I'll read. What should I do? I want y'all to help me choose what we should read next. The Magic of Believing is kind of like the Power of the Subconscious Mind that we read by Joseph Murphy. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like talking all about the subconscious and bringing awareness to that part of our brain and how it functions. Think Like a Monk says, train your mind for peace and purpose every day. This book, when you think like a monk, you'll understand how to overcome negativity, how to stop overthinking, why comparison kills love, how to use your fear, why you can't find happiness by looking for it, how to learn from everyone you meet, why you are not your thoughts, how to find your purpose, and why kindness is crucial to success. Okay, so that's Think Like a Monk. And then Atomic Habits is an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Okay, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. So we got some deciding to do. It does not matter. I know they are really good, and we're gonna read all of them at some point. Okay. How y'all feeling about y'all habits? Are y'all able to change habits easily at this point? Or are you finding it difficult to do that? Be disciplined and change your habits and actually do what you know you need to do? I don't know what we're gonna do. I'll have it figured out because we ending this book this week, okay? We ending this book this week. And we on chapter 4 in Awakened Imagination. The pruning shears of revision. Still working on it? Okay. All right, maybe we can read that. The Atomic Habits to help us. And the summertime is really, 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 you know, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to lose sight of what you've been doing the whole time. Okay. So let's do chapter 4. If I say something that resonates with you, please drop an MOC in the chat. That means moment of clarity. Excuse my voice, y'all. It's kind of feeling like a little gone because I've been doing stuff all weekend, having so much fun. But listen, we're going to work it out. The pruning shears of revision. The second man is the Lord from heaven. 1 Corinthians 15:47. Never will he say caterpillars. He'll say there's a lot of butterflies. As is to be on our cabbages, Prue, he won't say it's winter. He'll say summer's sleeping. And there's no bud little enough nor sad colored enough for Keister not to call in it the beginnings of the blow. Mary Webb Precious Bain. The very first act of correction or cure is always revise. One must start with oneself. It is one's attitude that must be changed. What we are, that only can we see. What we are, that only can we see. Emerson said that. It is the most healthy and productive exercise to daily relive the day as you wish you had lived it. Revisiting the scenes to make them conform to your ideals. For instance, suppose today's mail brought disappointing news. Revise the letter, mentally rewrite it, and make it conform to the news you wish you had received. Then, in imagination, read the revised letter over and over again. This is the essence of revision, and revision results in repeal. You okay? Want to come over here with me? Come on. Okay. And revision results in repeal. The one requisite is to arouse your attention in a way and to such intensity that you become wholly absorbed in the revised action. You will experience an expansion and refinement of the senses by this imaginative exercise and eventually achieve a vision. But always remember that the ultimate purpose of this exercise is to create in you the spirit of Jesus, which is continual forgiveness of sin. Revision is of greatest importance when the motive is to change oneself. When there is a sincere desire to be something different, when the longing is to awaken the ideal active spirit of forgiveness. Without imagination, man remains a being of sin. Man either goes forward to imagination or remains imprisoned in his senses. Okay? To go forward to imagination is to forgive. Forgiveness is the life of the imagination. The art of living is the art of forgiving. Forgiveness is, in fact, experiencing in imagination the revised version of the day. Experiencing in imagination what you wish you had experienced in the flesh. Every time one really forgives, that is, every time one relives the event as it should have been lived, one is born again. Okay? So let me tell y'all my little story of how I did this yesterday, because I read this chapter in advance. Of course, I read all the chapters in advance. So what I did yesterday is, number one, this little baby right here, this little bad baby, he not bad, but he just busy. He got into the bathroom and he, got into the toilet, was all messing with the what's that little scrubber thing? He was messing with that. So I reacted, right? I didn't react. My other two, because they left the bathroom door open. So, I reacted in a way I didn't want to react. So I had to stop. I had to go back in my mind and revise that thing. I had to go back in my mind and replay the scenario in the scene. And you about to move. I had to replay the scenario in the scene and do in my mind what I wish I would have been able to do in the physical, right? I wasn't able to do it at that point because I just slipped out. But in my mind, I revised it, right? And so I feel better about the revision. I forgive myself. I know I acted in a way I didn't want to act, but it's okay. Baby, you about to get in trouble. Okay, so that's what it means when it say revise. Here, it's right here. You're not even supposed to be up. Okay. Bobby said my willpower is very strong right now. Yes, Bobby, that's good. I know I seen your workout post. So that's why your willpower, you got to have a lot of willpower to keep going to the gym every day. You're going hard. But I do my yoga every day, but that's not super hard work. All right. So pull your shirt down. Father, forgive them is not the plea that comes once a year, but the opportunity that comes every day. The idea of forgiving is a daily possibility, and if it is sincerely done, it will lift man to higher and higher levels of being. Stop. He will experience a daily Easter, and Easter is the idea of rising transformed. And that should be almost a continuous process. Freedom and forgiveness are indissolubly linked. Not to forgive is to be at war with ourselves, for we are freed according to our capacity to forgive. Forgive and you shall be forgiven. Luke 6:37. Forgive not merely from a sense of duty or service. Forgive because you want to. Thy ways are ways of pleasantness, and all thy paths are peace. Proverbs 3:17. I guess. Stop. You must take pleasure in revision. You can forgive others effectively only when you have a sincere desire to identify them with their ideal. Duty has no momentum. Forgiveness is a matter of deliberately withdrawing attention from the unrevised day and giving it full strength and joyously to the revised day. If a man begins to revise even a little of the vexations and troubles of the day, then he begins to work practically on himself. Every revision is a victory over himself and therefore a victory over his enemy. A man's foes are those of his own household, Matthew 10:36, and his household is his state of mind. He changes his future as he revises his day. When man practices the art of forgiveness, of revision, however factual the scene on which sight then rests, he revises it with his imagination and gazes on one never before witnessed. The magnitude of this change, which any act of revision involves, makes such change appear wholly improbable to the realist, the unimaginative man, right? So a person is not in their imagination, they don't understand what's going on, right? The person who's not accessing that part of their brain. But the radical changes in the fortunes of the prodigal were all produced by a change of heart. The battle man fights is fought out in his own imagination. The man who does not revise the day has lost the vision of that life, into the likeness of which it is the true labor of the Spirit of Jesus to transform this life. All things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, even so do ye to them. For this is the law. Matthew 7:22. Here is the way an artist friend forgave herself and was set free from pain, annoyance, and unfriendliness. Knowing that nothing but forgetfulness and forgiveness will bring us to new values, she cast herself upon her imagination and escaped from the prison of her senses. She writes, Thursday, I taught all day in the art school. Only one small thing marred the day. Coming into my afternoon classroom, I discovered the janitor had left all the chairs on top of the desk after cleaning the floor. As I lifted a chair down, it slipped from my grasp and struck me a sharp blow on the instep of my right foot. I immediately examined my thoughts and found that I had criticized the man for not doing his job properly. Since he had lost his helper, I realized he probably felt he had done more than enough, and it was an unwanted gift that had bounced and hit me on the foot. Looking down at my foot, I saw both my skin and nylons were intact, so forgot the whole thing. That night, after I had been working intensely for about 3 hours on a drawing, I decided to make myself a cup of coffee. To my utter amazement, I couldn't manage my right foot at all, and it was giving out great bumps of pain. I hopped over to a chair and took off my slipper to look at it. The entire foot was a strange purplish pink, swollen out of shape and red hot. I tried walking on it and found that it just flapped. I had no control over it whatsoever. It looked like one of two things. Either I had cracked a bone when I dropped the chair on it, or something could be dislocated. No use speculating what it is. Better get rid of it right away. So I became quiet, all ready to melt myself into light. To my complete bewilderment, my imagination refused to cooperate. right? So when she said, I became quiet, all ready to melt myself into light, she was talking about getting into her meditative state, okay? Getting into her meditative state. Sometimes when I meditate, I picture myself filled with light, right? I picture it going from my feet all the way up my legs, all the way up, right? All the way through the crown of my head. I like a light body, okay? That's a good meditation. To my complete bewilderment, my imagination refused to cooperate. It just said no. This sort of thing often happens when I am painting. I just started to argue. Why not? It just kept saying no. Finally, I gave up and said, you know, I am in pain. I am trying hard not to be frightened, but you are the boss. She's talking to her subconscious. What do you want to do? The answer, go to bed and review the day's events. So I said, all right, but let me tell you, if my foot isn't perfect by tomorrow morning, you have only yourself to blame. After arranging the bedclothes so they didn't touch my foot, I started to review the day. It was slow going as I had difficulty keeping my attention away from my foot. I went through the whole day, saw nothing to add to the chair incident. But when I reached the early evening, I found myself coming face to face with a man who for the past year has made a point of not speaking. The first time this happened, I thought he had grown deaf. I had known him since school days, but we had never done more than say hello and comment on the weather. Mutual friends assured me I had done nothing, that he had said he never liked me, and finally decided it was not worthwhile speaking. I had said hi, he hadn't answered. I found that I thought, poor guy, what a horrid state to be in. I shall do something about this ridiculous state of affairs. So in my imagination, I stopped right there and redid the scene. I said, hi. He answered, hi, and smiled. Right? This is the fake scenario she made. No, not fake, but the scenario she wants to manifest. Right? I now thought, good old Ed. I ran the scene over a couple of times and went on to the next incident and finished up the day. Now what? Do we do my foot or the concert? I had been melting and wrapping up a wonderful present of courage and success for a friend who was to make her debut the following day, and I had been looking forward to giving it to her tonight. My imagination sounded a little bit solemn as it said, let us do the concert. It will be more fun. But first, couldn't we just take my perfectly good imagination foot out of this physical one before we start? I pleaded. By all means. That done, I had a lovely time at the concert, and my friend got a tremendous ovation. By now, I was very, very sleepy and fell asleep doing my project. The next morning, as I was putting on my slipper, I suddenly had a quick memory picture of withdrawing a discolored and swollen foot from the same slipper. I took my foot out and looked at it. It was perfectly normal in every respect. There was a tiny pink spot on instep where I remembered I had hit it with the chair. What a vivid dream that was, I thought, and dressed. While waiting for my coffee, I wandered over to my drafting table and saw that all my brushes were lying helter-skelter and unwashed. Whatever possessed you to leave your brushes like that? Don't you remember? It was because of your foot. So it hadn't been a dream after all, but a beautiful healing. She had won by the art of revision what she would never have won by force. In heaven, the only art of living is forgetting and forgiving, especially to the female. Blake. We should take our life not as it appears to be, but from the vision of this artist, from the vision of the world made perfect, that is buried under all minds, buried and waiting for us to revise the day. We are led to believe a lie when we see with, not through the eye. Okay? We are led, y'all hear that? We are led to believe a lie when we see with, not through the eye. Okay? How are we seeing through the eye? It's talking about that third eye, right? Not these two eyes that we see all of this stuff in all the time, right? We are led to believe a lie when we see with those two eyes and not through the third eye, okay? A revision of the day and what she held to be so stubbornly real was no longer so to her, and like a dream, had quietly faded away. You can revise the day to please yourself, and by experiencing in imagination the revised speech and actions, not only modify the trend of your life story, but turn all its discords into harmonies. Okay? The one who discovers the secret of revision cannot do otherwise than let himself be guided by love. Your effectiveness will increase with practice. Revision is the way by which right can find its appropriate might. I like that. Revision is the way in which right can find its appropriate might. Resist not evil, for all passionate conflicts result in an interchange of characteristics. To him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. James 4:17. To know the truth, you must live the truth. And to live the truth, your inner actions must match the actions of your fulfilled desire. Expectancy and desire must become one. Your outer world is only actualized inner movement. Your outer world is only actualized inner movement. Okay? MOC. Your outer world is only actualized inner movement. So that's by going into your mind and assuming that wish fulfilled, right? Through ignorance of the law of revision, those who take to warfare are perpetually defeated, right? It's not a war. You can't battle. You can't battle yourself. Only concepts that idealize depict the truth. Your ideal of man is his truest self. It is because I firmly believe that whatever is most profoundly imaginative is, in reality, most directly practical that I ask you to live imaginatively and to think into and to personally appropriate the transcendent saying, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Don't blame, only resolve, right? So we big problem solvers now, right? We big solution finders now, right? Because we going in our minds and creating it. It is not man and the earth at their loveliest, but you by practicing the art of revision that make paradise. The evidence of this truth can lie only in your own experience of it. Okay? Try revising the day. It is to the pruning shears of revision that we owe our prime fruit. Okay, I like that too. Try revising the day. It is to the pruning shears of revision that we owe our prime fruit, right? So what get pruned, right? Plants get pruned, right? We can prune our thoughts. We don't have to accept, like how I said, I reacted on them kids. I didn't have to do that. I don't have to accept that, right? I already went back in my mind. I revised it. I was the nice, calm, compassionate mommy that I know I am, right? I revised that thing. And so that's what that's basically saying. That's what they want us to do here. Every single night before we go to bed, right? Just like we already putting ourselves in that imaginative state, assuming the wish fulfilled, we're going where we want to be. Now we also have another thing to do, right? Which is revise the situations throughout the day that didn't go the way we wanted them to go, right? Revise them in your mind. So when you fall asleep, you accept that new reality of the revision, not actually what happened. Okay. And I think that's pretty easy. I really think it's going to be beneficial if we develop some night routines. Like I don't even really have a night routine. I have a morning routine, but I don't have a night routine. But I think a night routine would help because then every single day this will just be a part of the routine, right? You won't, oh, maybe I'll do it today. Oh, I forgot this the next day, but then the next day you do it. No, if it's a part of your routine, you know that this is what you're doing every single night before bed, right? I guess I got a little bit of a night routine, but it's just cleaning up the house. Like I make sure I clean up the living room and I clean the kitchen, simply because I'm the first one getting up in the morning at 5 a.m. When I walk into the living room and the kitchen, I want it to be clean, right? I want clean energy. I want to be clear for y'all, for book club. Like, I don't want to see trash everywhere. So for my own self-care, I made that a part of my routine. And it was just something I started last month. This was my monthly goal for the month of June. It was to clean this dang on living room and this kitchen every single night. And I've been consistent with that, right? Every single day, consistent. So, yeah, family, that's basically it. If you took value from that, drop a 111 in the chat. We had our lovely baby assistant join us today, and he is knocked out now. We sleep again. But yes, y'all, I'm excited. Life is really, really, really good, really joyful, really fun filled. And like I said, not because all the time stuff is just 100% perfect, because I choose to see the good in everything. I choose to see the light in everything and the positive side of everything. And y'all can do the same thing. Like, don't let these negative people, these people in the environment and in the world, don't let them steal your joy, number one. Don't let them bring you down to their level, okay? If you have been working on yourself, you've been working on elevating your mindset, you've been working on, you know what I'm saying, elevating everything, evolving into this higher and best version of yourself, then your frequency is up here. When you get into the world, most people, they frequency is not that high at all. So you have to protect your energy, and you have to protect your peace, and you have to be willing to remove yourself from environments that's not cohesive with what you with where you at, right? Where you vibing at. Yes, just protect your energy from these energy vampires, because people will steal your energy and they'll leave you feeling drained, right? And you like, wait, what happened? Right? Like, I was feeling so good. Just be mindful of that. Be very mindful of that. But that's it, family. I'm glad we was able to make it through. I didn't know if this was going to work for us because the power was just like flickering in and out, raining everywhere. But I'm so grateful that we was able to get this redone. Super excited for tomorrow's chapter. It's called The Coin of Heaven, chapter 5, chapter 6. We got like 3 chapters left in this book, and then we'll be going to the new chapter. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to decide what book we gonna watch, since y'all said what book we gonna read, since y'all said it really don't matter at all. And I'll let y'all know tomorrow what that is, just in case it's different from The Magic of Believing, so y'all can order it. And yeah, that's it, family. I hope Barb and Quincy don't see this afterwards and be like, you said you was canceling. But I'm glad YouTube recorded as well, so they'll be able to go watch it. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page, subscribe to my YouTube at iCoachWealth. Go check me out. And that's it, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all have a super fantastic day. I am your sister in love. I am your sister in light. I love y'all. Protect y'all energy. Protect y'all peace. I'm super grateful for y'all. And I'll be back in the morning with chapter 5. You're welcome, Queen. No problem at all. Talk to you later.